So the initial brand process is definitely important, and it starts with understanding your mission. Okay, it starts with understanding what it is you want to do and how you want to go about it. So, first thing I always make sure is that I have one sentence that describes what it is I'm doing, what it is the brand is about. And from there, you're able to create something that is truly internally real for yourself and also whatever your purpose is. Like I said, my purpose is to worship Allah. So my foundational purpose is that. So within that, it has to be something that will please my creator. So I'll make sure within that sentence that I'll make an intentional statement that will provide a space for people to come, but also will provide a space for me to worship Allah. So it provides a space for people to expand on that worship, but also it provides a space for me to worship my creator as well with the work that I'm doing. And it's not just time going by and I'm just, trying to get Insta famous or whatever the case is. And from there, I then go into understanding what I want the brand to look like visually. So from there, it's just more so selecting a color scheme. And then from the color scheme, once you do that, it's like, now, okay, do I want a logo or do I just want text? Do I just want font? And then deciding what that is. And a lot of times when I brand artists or when I brand companies, I put them through this kind of like branding boot camp, which they get so annoyed with me. But by the end of it, they're like so rejuvenated and they're so happy because they're like, wow, like this, I'm branding with purpose. I do not brand people who I don't feel can change the world with their brand because it's a waste of my time and energy. And it's a waste of their time and energy, frankly, because you expand and you grow as a human being. And if you think your initial reason is to make money, by the time you get 30 or 35, you're going to be like, I'm not really happy. And then you're going to be like, I want to do something more with this brand. So I try to make that within a sense, like the brand is always going to be a development stage as far as like I'm developing, but I try to make the main source of the brand is going to be something I have to live up to. Like I have to catch up with. It's a futuristic goal. Like that's not going to ever go out of like time. Like, it's going to be something I'm always trying to obtain and trying to do because there's always work to do in that area. So I try not to make it so minute and like I try to think bigger than my little 5'3" and a quarter self can actually complete in one day, but more so a lifetime. So I go from there. And then once that's done, with the color scheme and deciding if I want a logo or not, I just more so, make sure I flesh out all of the details of who my target is. And from there, I just connect myself with the actual work. And now I'm going to be actively doing it. So once I expand on titles or content I want to make and, put dates around that, I just actively do it. Now, the planning is done, everything's done. Then I actively do it and connect with people in the community that do it as well so that we're able to cross brand and cross promote and expand our brands through our awareness of other people's brands in that space and also events and stuff that we may do. Because you have to come out of that branding boot camp and know what your brand represents and be passionate about it, talk about it with, purpose and want to expand on that purpose and connect people with that purpose and not just something like, oh yeah, I started it because I just wanted to make money. I was broke and like, and it's just kind of like, no, that's not what a brand is. A brand is something that's going to be here even when you're not. Definitely, some of the top skills I think in mindsets for creating a brand would be being confident is the main thing, being confident in your vision, having a vision that is going to be purposeful and change the world, understanding, a little bit about, technology, knowing technology is super important. Even if you wanted to do certain things on your own, learning Photoshop, if you want to do your own logo so that you don't have to pay all this money for this stuff. YouTube is amazing. YouTube University is right there. You can watch videos and learn some things. And also just really being able to lead a team. Knowing what it's like to be a leader and understanding that this role that you're taking on is, yes, you can take advice, But at the same time, it is your vision, and you have to be able to be solid and firm in that, and understand that that is a straight vision, and that, you know, the foundation of that vision is worshiping Allah. So you don't want anyone to take that and pervert it and make it something that it's not. So being firm in your vision is really important. So the leadership skill is really, really something that has to be, you know, constantly in development and constantly, you know, cultivated. And then I would say one of the last things, that a skill that I think is really important, is just knowing when you don't have the control to change the outcome and letting it go. And it's a skill that I really think it comes down to humbleness and humility. Like, I'm not going to say humbleness is a skill, because it's more so a personality trait, but learning how to let go of things is really important. And I would say also just organization. Yeah, that would be the last one, is this organization, and making sure that it's that expansion of the organization just gets better and better every time. So yeah, that probably be the main skills, but technology being one of the centerfolds, because we live in a world where that's super important when building a brand.
And don't forget, the real deal is going on at sharediversity.com. Jump on the newsletter, comment below this episode, and share your diversity with us. If you enjoyed this episode, like and share it with your friends, and make sure to rate and review us on iTunes so we can keep creating content that is relevant to you. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.